going on, Jerome's? So, again, it shouldn't have had to be this difficult because the first half, 24-3, good times and good vibes and all that stuff, and we were just ready to sail off into the sunset. Vikings get a big time win, and they just couldn't do it. Like, Dobbs, Pasternak, sipping the Gatorade again, as well as the shrug. No, he isn't doing the Jordan shrug. He's doing Jordan did the Josh Dobbs shrug, and that's what it was. But overall, like, it should not have had to be this close, but a win is a win is a win. It was just frustrating. It was just frustrating the way that this team puckered up a little bit in the second half, but we'll get into it. Derek Baker, $20 Canadian super chat. Happy with another win, but the same bipolar Kevin O'Connell play calling again. How many long drives in the second half? Hawk and Hunter balled out in my humble opinion. Yes, agree on that. And it felt like Kevin O'Connell got a little bit too conservative. And after this thing started to landslide a little bit, just really went to a shell and didn't take any chances. And I think that it's not Josh Dobbs' game. Because in the first half, you were playing fun, fast, free football. He was dealing in the comeback against the Falcons. It was complete YOLO. And you need to keep on doing that. And like the fact at the end of the game, you just ran the ball 3 times and then punted. It was just like, you got to give Dobbs a shot to try and end the game. It's just frustrating. It is, man. But either way, the Vikings do get to 6-4 on the season, and 5 wins in a row, tied for the longest win streak in the National Football League, as well as 5 out of 6. No big deal, and it's really nice. It is really nice at this moment in time. Actually, wait, no. Is the win streak longer since the Ravens lost? Maybe? Solid maybe? And hence. All right, so streak. The Vikings got 5. Actually, no, the Vikings do have the longest streak. Because the Jaguars lost, the Ravens lost. Huh. Yeah, so the Vikings do have the longest win streak in the NFL. Let's go! Let's go! I guess I got to edit this. Because, initially, I wrote out a tweet, 5-game winning streak tied for longest in the NFL. That was when the Ravens were up freaking 14 on the Browns. But how does Cleveland come back and win that? I don't know, man. All right, so... we're doing a super chat fundraiser again. So all Venmos, all super chats this month go to the Twin Cities food shelves. Ooh, Jahmyr Gibbs. But I still hope the Lions freaking lose. Anyways, we're doing that. And thank you very much for your generosity and donations so far. We got a bunch. If you got a question or comment, toss a couple bucks in the super chat. Andrew Martin, $2. Thoughts on Dobbs' ability to perform under pressure? He wasn't really given any opportunity. Like the Vikings just got super conservative in the second half, and like Josh Dobbs wasn't allowed to play Josh Dobbs ball. Kind of sucks. Swifty, $2. L run on 3rd and 10. Agreed. Daniel Loken, $5 super chat. Vikings always got to make the game interesting. Skull. Agreed. Bart Butler, $20. Balls seems to be bouncing our way. I pass, first pass, Addison this season. Could be special with defense and Dobbs and Ty Chandler now. Let's enjoy the ride. Absolutely. We're disappointed in how the second half operated, but obviously happy with the result. And when this team is allowed to play fun, fast, free football, FFFF, I mean, they're a lot of fun. I'm Martin Simpson, $50 in super chat. Thank you. Why do they have to try to lose? It's a good question, and I think it's something that Kevin O'Connell's going to internalize. I mean, we saw this all the time with Zimmer, where they would get a lead. It wouldn't even have to be a big lead. It would be like a 10-point lead and just try to salt away the game. But when you play not to lose, you tend to lose. And I think Kevin O'Connell needs to learn from this, because this was a debacle. Even though the Vikings defense really stepped up, Jameis served up a couple of meatballs, and it was just kind of rough all the way around. So there you go. A couple takeaways from the game. Pasternak is for real. Well, first half, Pasternak is for real. 23 of 34, 268, a touchdown. Also ran for 44 and a tutty as well. But he just was under wraps in the second half. And just looking at bring up the play-by-plays. It was just night and day. It was just ridiculous because the Vikings only managed 3 points in the second half after 24 in the first. And the Vikings drives, field goal, punt, missed field goal. Thanks, Greg. Punt, 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 punt. So it's just, I don't think that the Saints defense suddenly got magically better, even though they were a top 7 unit. It's just, the Vikings decided that they were going to try not to lose as opposed to trying to win. It's just really unfortunate what happened there. And then, I disappeared. Metallica. Oh, I disappear. Burn 'em. All right, O'Connell was on one in the first half. I wrote these in like the third quarter. Got to be able to close, and the Vikings, I mean, they did, but you can't just pucker up. You can't just play not to lose and play soft and conservative. You allowed the Saints to crawl back in, and Jameis is a high variance quarterback, and he was exactly the guy that they needed. Because if Derek Carr was still in, Derek Carr would not have led that comeback. But Jameis has enough YOLO to him where, again, when you're down that far, you do need high variance. You need someone who can take a shot, someone who has a chance to really stir things up, and Jameis does that. And you win with Jameis, and you die by Jameis. And the Saints ultimately did give it away. Then Hockenson, Addison, Powell, absolute studs. So TJ Hockenson banged up ribs, and also the Saints taking dirty shots at him. 11 for 134 and a touchdown on 15 targets. Now, 10 of those catches were in the first half. But it was enough. Addison, 4 for 69 on 7. Now, all of his stats were in the first half as well. Powell had a couple big third down receptions. I think that he needs to stay in the mix even once JJ and KJ do get back. So I think overall it's like, I mean, all these stats were like basically from the first half. That's so demoralizing. It really is, man. Other takeaways, we'll say Ty Chandler's the Vikings RB1. Ends up with 14 for 44 and a tutty. Did have a 29-yard scamper that was wiped out by an O'Neal hold, which, I don't know. Like, for me, it was kind of BS, but also he clearly tackled the guy. So it sort of is what it is. Alex Otrofsky, $5. Shouldn't have been that difficult after a 27-3 lead, but I'll take it. Yes. I mean, it's one of the spots where you're happy with the results, but you're not really happy with how you got there. And both things can be true at once. And then the defense is super frisky. So Brian Flores and his unit like really played well against the Saints offense that had been rolling to a degree. I mean, they shut down Derek Carr in the first half. The Saints only had I think 110 yards of offense in the first. Got going in the second half mainly because it was Jameis YOLO time. But 4 of 14 on third down. Yes, 2 of 2 on fourth down. Red zone wise, well, 2 of 2. Whatever. Did get 2 turnovers off of them, so that is good to see. But I felt like Kamara was held in check. Taysom Hill was a non-factor. Olave didn't really get going until the second half, and those were the major keys of the game for the defense. And next man up mentality. So you're already without Kirk Cousins. You're already without Justin Jefferson. You're already without KJ. Madison got dinged up in this game. Jordan Hicks got hurt. So Ivan Pace had to take over in the middle. And even Caleb Evans missed some time too. So hopefully all those guys return. But this team has had that next man up mentality. Whoever's out there, you got to go out and win. Doesn't matter if you're fourth string. Doesn't matter if you're first string. You're going to get out there and play and perform. And I think that, that's a mentality that it's hard to find. And I love that the culture that Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi and Brian Flores have built around this team. Dallas trying to get in. Not that I bet Dallas minus 16.5 or anything. Nah, fine. One of the best offensive lines in the game. So, yeah, big time respect to the guys up front. O'Neal and Darisaw basically erased Granderson and Cam Jordan. And respect. Bradbury stepped up as a top 10 center. Reisner is really filled in nicely for Ezra, who got traded to Jacksonville, as well as maybe it's the Ezra Cleveland curse. Jacksonville got waxed today, although I don't think Ezra played. Doesn't matter. Then Justin Herbert is so bad. God, he's an idiot. Anyways, I got to put that out there. Justin Herbert is so bad. God, he's the worst. The worst, man. Yeah. All right. And also, Ed Ingram, respect, has really played well over the last month after a sort of a whatever first season. ALO $2. That Daniil penalty was a joke. A win is a win, baby. That's right. My God. So, first off, third down, 3rd and 10. Jameis throws it out of bounds, and the Saints would either have a long 4th down or they would have to punt. And the refs, this has to be explained. Daniil Hunter gets called for illegal hands to the face when it was the left tackle, Penning, who jammed his hand up in Daniil's face mask, ripped his helmet off, but Daniil got called for the penalty. And it's a spot where, the officiating crew has to know that they made a mistake, but they have to be able to say that, hey, we screwed up, call was reversed, 4th and 15, or whatever it would have been. It's flabbergasting because the Saints kept that drive alive, and then eventually they were able to score a touchdown. It's just, when people think that the league is rigged, they point to stuff like this, where there was no penalty. In fact, a penalty was committed on Daniil. He gets called for it. The Saints get a fresh set of downs, and they keep marching. It's just so stupid. Absolutely stupid, man. Aaron S. Haskin, $2 super chat. Gotta keep foot on the pedal. Rocket Man, Dobbs. Absolutely. The Vikings operated extremely well last week against Atlanta in the first half this week because they played like they had nothing to lose, and they don't. They're playing on house money with all the injuries that they've had. But then they felt like, okay, we do have something to lose, and they played like in the second half against the Saints. They were able to hang on, yes, but it's ridiculous. Pay Daniil. Daniil Hunter did get his 11th sack of the season. Also, the numerous pressures setting the edge against the run was phenomenal. And also in terms of defense, like Josh Metellus, he doesn't show up in the stat box, but Metellus with his 7 tackles, a tackle for loss, and also had 3 or 4 very quick interior pressures, including the one that resulted in that first interception of Jameis. Metellus is hugely valuable to this defense, man. Very underrated. Hicks still had 7 tackles, even though he played about half the game. Harrison Smith got after it. Harrison Phillips has quietly been playing great football. Same thing with Jonathan Bullard. Had himself a strip sack. Ivan Pace Jr. Filled in nicely in the middle for Hicks, as well as calling the defense. So, this defense can certainly get after it. It certainly gets them. That's why, the Vikings are the most dangerous team in the NFC. Despite what happened in that second half, this team can clang and bang with anyone. The defense is opportunistic. They'll get takeaways. They'll get stingy in the red zone. They'll get stingy on 3rd down. And overall, if Josh Dobbs is allowed to play and, the Vikings get Justin Jefferson back, again, this team is dangerous. And this team has the longest winning streak in the NFL at 5. They've won 6 out of the last 7 games, and they've done this largely without Justin Jefferson. So just wait till you get the best wide receiver in the game back. It's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be crazy. Absolutely love it. So now we're on to Denver. Sunday Night Football did not get flexed out, so Vikings in prime time, all the Pastronaut stuff, all of the, will Justin Jefferson return? But we're going to get after Russell Wilson's ass, and we're going to whip somebody's ass. That's right. Also, the Broncos coming off a short week. They're playing Monday night in Buffalo, so another advantage of the Vikings. And again, there is zero reason why the Vikings can't go into the bye week on an 8-game winning streak. None. Absolutely none. So there you go. Anyways, that's it. Remember, Thanksgiving Thanksgiving fundraiser. All Venmos, all super chats donated to the show will go to Twin Cities Food Shelves. Thank you very much for that. You guys are super generous, and let's kick off the holiday season by showing some gratitude, paying it forward, and all that stuff. Love it, man. Love it. But it wasn't the ending that we wanted, but the song remains the same. A win is a win is a win. Anyways, Dilly CD Dilly, $5. Can we put Andy on the rocket ship with Dobbs? Hopefully you saw the rocket gif on TV. That did look pretty good. Although, being Korean, the term rocket man has certain connotations. Anyways, that's it. You guys are the best. Stay tuned for winners and losers.